Dearest gentle viewer, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the Valley. As of right now, January 2026, Dreamlight Valley is about 3 years old and we have built up quite the catalog of house styles. Through Moonstone bundles, the premium shop, DLC bundles, and Star Path bonus rewards, at the close of the most recent update 1.20, the Winter Ball, we now have a total of 95 house styles and I own 73 of them. If you know me, you know that the houses are my weakness in this game. However, not all of them are winners. After a year and a half of playing the game, I've become quite selective with my house styles. And so, ahead of the first update of the new year, I decided to rank the 73 house styles that I have based on their footprint, aesthetic, and versatility. This is all in good fun, so let's get into it. So before we get into the rankings, I just want to start by getting the houses out of the way that I do not own. And so I created a completely separate tier called Unacquired. And these are houses that I don't own at the moment because I don't own them. I could not afford them. I have not unlocked them, or they were some sort of exclusive offering that I no longer have access to. As we get started, you'll see that I do include our default player house, and that is because it is considered a house style. Now, while you watch me place the houses, I will go ahead and explain what the rankings and the different tier definitions are, and then get into a little bit more details with the criteria for where I place the houses. At the bottom, we are starting with Feeble, so it has a bit of an awkward footprint. It's not that versatile, or it is such a novelty house that it really doesn't hold up when trying to place it in different parts of the valley. Next, we have Bland. It's cute, it's serviceable, but it does have its limitations and truly forgettable when really decorating. Fine means it is perfectly fine. It is a great house to place, but it's not really all that special or distinctive, and it may have some limitations in design flexibility. Grand is where things really start to shine. It is overall pretty impressive and only has a few minor limitations, be it in the footprint or the aesthetic. And then lastly, at the top, we have our Regals. They are exquisite designs. The footprint is flawless. They have a strong aesthetic and they're super versatile, especially now that we can place the same house style across multiple DLCs as well as on an island. Now, this bears repeating. This is purely for fun. So your Regal might be my Feeble, and that's okay. We do not have to agree on all of my selections. If you have been following along with the channel, then you know I have been actively working towards decorating all the interiors for all of the houses that I own. That is actually what kicked off this endeavor. And a few of these house styles actually came bundled with wallpaper and flooring, which also has added to their value and their appeal. Gameloft, if you're listening, more of that, please. At the time of recording, I have 21 of my 73 houses fully decorated, and the goal is to have at least more than half of my house styles decorated by the end of the year, which is why I've been paying even more attention and being more selective with the house styles that I acquire. As we progress through the rankings, you'll notice that a lot more houses start landing in the fine ranking. And that is intentional because they work well enough. However, they're not necessarily the ones that I immediately want to reach for when I'm designing. When a house has a clean footprint and adapts easily across the different maps, it tends to rise higher in the rankings for me. On the other hand, houses that rely heavily on their novelty or have a very single specific aesthetic struggle a little bit more and they don't get as much broad usage. Some of these did almost make them into the Regal category. However, either the footprint was too small or they had funky layout issues that really held them back. And yes, you will see that even a few fan favorites are landing lower than maybe expected, and not because they're bad, but because in practice they don't serve me how I decorate. I recently flattened my entire reset every single biome. However, if you haven't seen my valley, you can check out that entire tour in a playlist on my channel. As of right now, because my valley is completely flattened, I will be shifting my energy not just to interior decorating, but decorating all three of the other DLCs little by little. So over time, I will say, admittedly, I'm curious to see if my views on some of these houses changes as I try to work through new design styles for all of these new areas. A few notes on the final rankings. At the time of recording, I hadn't purchased Elsa's Palace. I do have it now. And I didn't rank the Snowy Ski Chalet, however, I do own it. It's simply not placed, so I haven't used it to really fairly rank it. And the remaining two houses were not actually out at the time of recording. Looking at the final board, we have 12 Regal houses, 16 Grand houses, 18 that are fine, 15 that are bland, and 10 that are feeble. And that is a wrap. If you agree with me on these rankings, wonderful. If you don't, even better. Tell me which house you'd move up, which one you'd drop, and where our standards and tastes part ways. Thank you again for joining me for this fun, cozy ranking. I am looking forward to the very first update of 2026 and all the updates to follow to see what new houses we get. If you liked this video, this type of video, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up so that I know and maybe I do more content like this. If you enjoy your time here in the parlor, please subscribe and stay a while, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.